2317. With water come in, we laid some towels down to try to soak up some of the saturated water, which the hotel didn't offer to do any of, at least in the walkway. Super wet over here in the corner when we moved the chairs and some of the things that we had stacked over here, some clothes and all of that. We found that the carpet over here is just completely saturated. Still is. Just, you see how wet and dirty my hand is after touching that. You even have wet on the baseboards. It was wet up here. You can see that the baseboards are rotten. And they were recently just painted over. So when the guy came in for maintenance, he said that they just painted this. When you paint over rotted baseboards, you know you've got an issue. Also, look here. See how the carpet's kind of tucked underneath there? And you come down, and it's not. You even have a little bit of a separation between the wall and the carpet. The reason for that is if you look here, change hands. Underneath here, the carpet tack strip has completely rotted away from all of the moisture that's been coming in. This doesn't happen overnight. The concrete is crumbling from exposure to so much moisture. Look down along the base of the wall, at the base of that baseboard. That's black mold. Now out in the open, even worse. Come right over here. More black mold growing on the baseboards. Okay, if you were to pull these baseboards off the wall, considering this is all wet, all the way up here, the sheetrock is wet, there's going to be solid black mold behind these baseboards on that sheetrock. All right, we brought this to the hotel's attention. We had a maintenance guy in here last night, what they called one of their engineers, showed him the mold, all the moisture. Not only did he not even offer to clean up the flooring or lay down towels or anything like that, but we showed him the mold on the walls, and he told us that they had nowhere to put us, that the hotel's full, so we would have to stay in this room. No apologies, no concern. He said that it's an ongoing issue, that they have 21 rooms like this. That's why they just redid the painting, something about the doors. The hallways are also soaked, and you can smell the mildew, the moldiness in the hallways. And so what they do is they come in and they just try to perfume over to kind of mask the scent. I mean, but it's so much perfume and whatever chemicals they're using to try to mask that mold in the wet carpet that it gives you a headache. So, you know, I did notice that the people on the rooms beside us, even though they told us that they had no rooms to move us to, an hour later they were moving the people next to us to another room because they also had the same issue. So seems like a pretty poor way of trying to cover up a known issue of mold and water intrusion, just so that Portofino Bay could continue to rent out 21 rooms to unsuspecting families.